So this is just to show you guys how I made the fire breath thing. I think this is actually going to work exactly as we need, and all we'd have to do code side is just control rotation of this object whenever it's called or spawned or whatever. So I did the same thing with the aiming reticle, where the pivot is down here, so the pivot will be like somewhere between his feet, and then you can just rotate the object and it's always going to be like a perfect 360. So I'll just show you how I made it, which is I just made this basic animation of this thing that grows larger within this cone. Then brought that in as an animation, set the pivot down there so you can see, pivots down there. Rotates in the right spot, obviously. And then, more importantly, is the hitbox. So I have it disabled at the start because we don't want to have an object in the game that has, a hitbox all the time, obviously. So it's off by default. And I have several things being animated in this animation. So the first thing is it's calling all the sprite animation. And that's what we see. Now, if I select it, you can see I have my hitbox here. And first thing it does is it turns the hitbox active. And then at the end of the animation, it turns it off. So it'll only just have the hitbox active for this animation. But now, more importantly, is I have the this thing as a child for spell hitbox. It's just a polygonal 2D collider, and I made it the right shape. And then I just scaled it so that on the first frame, it's got an X and Y of 1 scale. I also set its pivot in the right spot. And then from frame 0 to frame 5, it scales up to a scale of x5 and y5. So you can see during the animation, it's not like the lining up of the hitbox isn't 100% perfect every single frame, but like it's mostly perfect. So I mean, if I play it, watch, and you'll see it looks good. So you can see the hitbox is small at the start. It scales up to follow the path of the flame. And you can see during the animation, it's just scaling from 1 to 5. And then the best thing is, obviously, we needed this to rotate. So we can rotate, not the spell hitbox, but rotate this object, spell pet special Salag fire breath. We can rotate it any direction, press play, and the hitbox follows perfectly. So all we have to do, code side, is just, control the rotation of this object. And then whenever we call the animation for this, it will play the art animation. It will enable the hitbox, and then it will scale the hitbox so that it follows with the flame breath. So as far as I know, this is exactly what we need. So let me know if this is not what we need. But I mean, this was very simple for me to make, and if this is what we want, then this is what I can do for all future ranged spells, because it only took me like less than an hour to do.